Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well and I'm so excited that you decided to join me for this 15-minute stretch for tight lower bodies. So how it's going to work, it is just going to be a 15-minute of stretching, no equipment required. We're going to be doing a variety of stretches to work all muscles of the lower body, so legs, bum, a little bit the lower back too. We're going to be starting from standing and we're going to be slowly moving down towards the floor. So yeah, I definitely hope that you guys find this relaxing. Remember to take deep breaths, remember to just calm down your body, your mind. We're showing ourselves a little bit of self-love here. So yeah, without further delay, I'm going to press the timer and let's get started. So first move, we're going to go straight into a cross-body knee stretch. So bringing our knee into our chest, trying to bring it in at a little bit of a side angle and really feeling a stretch in those glutes and those hips. If you find that you're struggling with your balance a little bit on this one, then you can definitely hold onto a wall or something just for a little bit of extra support. All right, and we're going to switch to the other side. So bringing the knee up to our chest, hands hug it in, trying to bring that knee up and across to the side of your body. Remember that you can hold on to a wall or chair for support, or just try and look at an object straight ahead of you to maintain that balance. Perfect, and now we're just going to fold forward. We're going to go into a hamstring stretch. So I'll show you from the side. You can have a slight bend in your knees and we're going to be trying to touch our toes. Think of sticking your bum back towards the wall behind you and folding forward, trying to get your chest down towards your thighs, your legs. And breathe. So if you want, you can also try and straighten out your knees to get a little bit deeper into that stretch. But if it's more comfortable with your knees slightly bent, like it is here for me today, then that's perfectly fine. We don't want to be pushing our body into unnecessary strain. Perfect, and now sticking with that hamstring stretch, but this time we're going to have one leg here stationary and we're going to cross the other leg behind, and then we're going to bend over, really feeling a stretch in the hamstring and the calf of the leg here, the one that's crossed over behind. Perfect, so the crossed out leg comes in front, crossing the other leg behind and leaning forward. Remember, trying to get your chest down to touch your thighs, but slowly easing into that stretch. As we get more warm, we can take in some deep breaths. And with the exhale, we can go slightly deeper into that stretch. So in this case, fold forward, further down, chest to thighs. Perfect. Now we're going to go into a short lunge stance and we're really going to lean our torso forward but push our heel back down to the ground so that we feel a nice stretch in the calf of this extended leg. So front knee is bent, back leg is extended straight, and we're really trying to dig in that heel, straighten this back leg as much as possible to feel a nice stretch in the calf. Don't have your stance out too long. If it's too long, you might not be able to feel the stretch. All right, and now switching side. So other foot comes forward, slight bend in the front knee, and adjust your position. Really think of digging the heel of the back leg into the ground, pushing your torso forward. So chest comes forward, but leg and heel digging back into the ground, creating that opposition, which is really gonna let us feel that stretch in the calf. Perfect, and now staying with the calf, just a little bit of a different stretch. We're gonna have one foot on the ground, knee slightly bent, other leg straight, and we're gonna really pull our toes upwards towards our bodies. So we have the straightened leg and our heel is on the ground, but our toe is pulled up in, feeling that nice stretch in the calf. So really pull, keeping your heel on the ground, pull your toes up, up, up towards the sky. And switch legs. So this leg is now foot on the ground, slight bend in the knee, other leg straight out, make sure it's fully extended, and we're pulling those toes up towards the sky and even towards us if you can, towards yourselves, that is. Really keep the leg straight, this leg straight here, the one with the toes off the ground, to feel a nice stretch in those calves. Well, only one calf. Perfect. And now we're going to go down to the floor and we're going to go into a runner's lunge. So one foot is going to be forward into this lunge, and then we're going to be pushing our hips back into a hamstring stretch. And we're just going to be alternating between these movements, holding each one for a few seconds and then moving. Really getting that stretch and especially that mobility, so that active range of motion through the hip joint. With each time you shift positions, try and get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Perfect, and now we're going to go ahead and go into that lunge, and we're really going to push our hips forward to get really deep into that stretch. So remember, breathe deeply, and with the exhale, push slightly deeper into that stretch. About 10 more seconds, and then we're switching legs. Perfect, so switch legs, so other foot up in front, bend in the knee, other foot back, knee stays on the ground, and we're going to be alternating between that forward lunge, hips push forward, and the hamstring stretch, hips push back. So just trying to get that movement in that hip joint. Perfect, and now going forward, we're going to hold that lunge, really going as deep into that stretch as possible, so pushing your hips forward, chest, trying to keep it as proud and upright as possible, and feeling a nice stretch in those hips. Remember to keep breathing. 10 more seconds left. Perfect, and now bringing the back leg in so you have a much shorter stance, we're going to grab our back foot and we're going to pull it in, so we're really feeling a nice stretch in the quad of the back leg. Again, if you need to hold on to something, a chair or a wall for balance, then please do so. Really trying to get your heel to your bum. So switching sides, so other leg goes back, other leg forward. Remember to keep a short stance. The more flexible you are, the further back you can put this back knee, but if you're not very flexible, try and keep the stance a bit shorter. Heel goes into bum, hold on to something for support if you need, and we're getting a nice stretch in that quad. Perfect. And now we're going to go into a wide lunge, and we're going to be going right down to the floor. So it doesn't matter if your heel raises off the floor, one leg is straight out extended, the other leg is bent into your chest like this, and we should be feeling a nice stretch through the adductors and here the inner thighs. And shifting our weight over to the other side, so other knee bends, this leg out extended fully, really pushing our hips back and down towards the ground. If you have very good mobility and flexibility, try and keep this back heel on the ground of the bent leg, but it's all right if it raises a little bit so that we can really get deep into stretching the inner thigh. Perfect. And now we're just going to take our legs out wide as far as is comfortable for your mobility and flexibility into this straddle position, and we're slowly going to be walking our hands forward, really again having a nice stretch here in the inside of the legs. Hold it and breathe. And remember, as your muscles loosen up, they get used to this stretch. You can walk your hands out a little bit further, push your legs out a little bit wider if they can go, and remember that make this stretch yours today. So it doesn't matter even if your legs are a lot further in than mine, if there's a slight bend in your knees, although do try and keep them straight. What matters is that you're getting a nice relaxing stretch and loosening up those muscles a little bit. So really trying to push your chest forward towards the ground. Perfect. And now we're going to go into a pigeon pose. So we're going to have one leg forward, trying to keep this leg that's forward at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to slowly push the back leg behind us so that it's straight out extended if possible. If you can't extend it straight out without moving this foot too close to your body, then just stay here. If you can go a little bit further out, then go. And we can also lean forwards over our front leg, trying to get our chest down towards the front leg that's bent. Breathe through the stretch, remember. And switch sides. So other leg comes forward, trying to keep it as much as possible as we can at a right angle, and keeping this leg as right angular at 90 degrees if possible, slowly extending the back leg out. So you can see I'm a little bit tighter on this side, so I'm not able to keep my leg exactly perpendicular, which is okay. You have to go to where you can today, but even if your leg comes in slightly, try and make sure that your hips are square. So you're facing forward, your hips are facing forward, and you're not shifting to one side or the other. You're maintaining a straight line. And if you can, try and fold over a little bit, getting your chest down to your front leg. Perfect. Now we're going to go onto our backs on the floor, and we're going to put the soles of our feet together, and we're going to try and gently push our knees down towards the ground. Make sure that you suck your belly button in towards your spine, in towards the floor, so that your lower back is pressed against the floor, and we're just allowing ourselves to relax here. You can also take a few breaths here. Deep breaths. Perfect. Now we're going to bring our knees into our chest, trying to hug ourselves in as closely as possible. So making a little ball with ourselves, if that makes sense. Again, pressing the lower back into the ground. Perfect, and now we're going to grab behind the soles of our feet and we're going to extend our legs out a little bit into that happy baby pose. Again, relaxing and feeling a nice stretch in those legs, thighs, wherever you're still tight. Last stretch here. Amazing work, everyone. That was your 15-minute lower body stretch complete. If you want to join me now before we get up into the standing position, let's just stay here lying on the floor, palms facing up to the ceiling, and let's take a few deep breaths to really make sure that we're calmed down. So think of counting to 3 on the inhale, holding for a couple of seconds, and then 3 on the exhale. Letting go of any stress from the day, the week, both in our muscles and in our minds. And one more deep breath. All right, slowly make your way up to standing, making sure not to do any very intense movements. And yeah, that was it. That was your 15-minute lower body stretch. I hope you feel relaxed, both body and mind. I hope that you enjoyed it. Like this video if you enjoyed it. It was all part of my Summer Shred program, which is running throughout the whole of August. It is in the last few workouts now, but of course you don't have to do it in August or during summer. You can check it out. There is also going to be other programs on my channel coming up in the next few weeks, months, years, hopefully. So yeah, definitely subscribe, check it out. Comment on this video with anything you liked, or also anything you want to see improved, any video ideas you might have, because I'm always looking for suggestions and feedback. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. I wish you a relaxing rest of the day, rest of the week, and hopefully see you soon. Bye!